Hi, my name's Oakley and this is Oakley's Arachnids. Basically, I absolutely love watching spider unboxing videos on YouTube, and I've kind of exhausted them now. So whenever I order a spider, I always get super excited, and before it comes, I watch videos on YouTube of people opening deliveries. So I am going to do it myself today to add to that collection. So a couple of weeks ago, I ordered from the SpiderShop. They are the main guys I order with, really. They seem really trustworthy with good shipping standards, great customer care if anything goes wrong. And they do quite a nice selection of stock that changes quite regularly, which is great. I have ordered a True Spider mystery box, so I'm excited to see what it contains. I've also got some Isopods in here, as I need to start a new colony. I thought I could just put them in some of my other enclosures. I ordered them before. Actually, I got some at an Aventure show a couple of months ago, and put some in my N Hirta Enclosure, and they're doing great. Spider's doing fab. Put some in my Vinegar Enclosure. They hid, but they've all disappeared, apart from my dwarf whites, small guys that hide in the soil. All the slightly bigger ones have gone, so I presume my vinegarone has eaten them. So I plan to start a colony on its own. So hopefully, if that does well, I can use that colony to seed the other stuff. I'll have an endless supply of isopods, we'll see. But anyway, back to true spiders. So true spiders are my favourite kind of spider, really. Tarantulas are alright. I have my own curly hair that I'm raising from a sling, just because I've got to say that I've done it. But they're doing really well. I just find true spider behaviour a lot more interesting. They're a lot smaller and usually a lot less long-lived, but I just find them a lot more interesting and varied. So let's see what we've got. Also, there's lots of packing peanuts in here. As per usual with the SpiderShop, they keep everything well secured as it comes, and I tested them the other day as well. They disintegrate in water, so they're environmentally friendly, which is always good. So we've got a nice bit of cork bark for majority of mine, and with bits and bobs. We have some springtails which I've ordered. So I put these in every enclosure that I have, and these guys chew on any bit of mold that appears, so they help clean the fungi from the enclosure, especially the ones that we don't want. Some fly tubs. I think I ordered a couple of these actually. There's a pack of peanut in there as well for good measure. But I culture my own flies now to save me money long term. I might do a little video on how I do that actually later on. What else we've got? Oh yes, we've got an arboreal keeper. So these are great. These are quite small, but great for tiny species. So I've actually got a house spider in one. I believe it's a noble fourth widow in the original setup, and they're doing fab. But the other day I caught my own zebra jumper from the Peak District. So they're in not great, they're basically in like a little tub right now, a little mesh tub. So I'm going to upgrade them into this, and hopefully they'll love life a bit better in that. What else do we have? We have a block of leaf litter. I did collect my own from a park nearby and decontaminated it and all that, but it saves me time going out collecting. Saying that, I have collected my own twigs the other day on a walk, so we're covered in that front. We've decontaminated them and everything. We have next, oh, it looks like we've got some creatures in here. We have a couple of large Rehouse tubs. These are great, and these are cheap tubs to put whatever in. I was hoping to put my Isopods in these actually. So it seems like a good size to do that actually. Got 2 of these. Then what do we have in here? We have some, oh yeah, I forget the name of these tubs actually. They're like shipping containers that they use for Isopods quite regularly. Got like a little opening there and good side ventilation. They're good to keep slings in once they reach kind of larger size, and they outgrow their sling pot just a little bit. What else in here? We've got the heat pack. Is that everything? It appears so, I believe. I'll check that again later, but I think that's everything. So in our big blab-plasts, I can't say that word. We have our spiders. Let's have a look what we have. I'm going to try and get the Isopods first, because I know what they are, I believe. I think they're also common species. Oh yeah, I got some Isopod food as well. The Isopods that I keep at the moment inside my enclosures, they're doing fine based on what's in there. I actually put some washed pine nuts in the other day, a couple of them, and they're loving them a lot. But no harm in giving them some supplementary stuff. Oh yeah, I've also got some tiny little thing pots. It seems to be hard to get kind of household items that can hold a tiny bit of water like that, where you don't want the small creature drowning in. Oh yeah, a little bit of leaf decor I threw in, for good measure. Oh yes, this. So this is like a hole borer. So if I plan to, well, I plan on increasing my collection, and I live in a flat and I don't want to have huge enclosures, well, lots of huge enclosures, well, lots of huge fancy enclosures, let's say, glass ones. I do want to upgrade like my species that need them, but basically I want to keep lots of small species. This is great because I can make holes in whatever tub I find and whatever plastic tub I find that suits the spider, arboreal or terrestrial, and they are more precise than using electric drill, I've heard. Not that I own one of them, but they damage the container less. Where are my Isopods? So, yes, we have 10 Funnelwebber white. I don't see them in there, they're definitely hiding underneath the egg carton. So let's have a look at them. There we go, they're loving life in there. So if you can see, I think it's focusing. It's focusing on my hand too much, but there we go, look at them go. So that's those guys. I have a rainbow mix also, Isopods, Funnelwebber quinosus. And this is 20 of these. I believe these are a lot smaller because there's not as much space in here. Let's have a look. Very colourful. See these guys? So I got the £30 True Spider box, which is quite a small box. I expect to be small, but we actually have 4 items in here, so that's decent. We have a female pixie jumper, which is great. I have my Harley Ciardi, but this will be another nice one for the collection. So we'll open that up later and see what she's like. We also have, I have 3 spiders, Cameroon somethings, and we don't know what they are. But we have a smaller one in here. And also we have 2 here that are really interesting looking, I'm not gonna lie. Very hairy. And we have one here. Very large and waiting to get out by the looks of things. I feel like it might bolt. And one in here. It might be dead. Yeah, there's one dead, I think. Okay, so flash forward to the next day. We've been hard at work, basically. Using a lot of this tool, the hole borer. So we've upgraded our home court jumping spider, zebra jumping spider, from this little thing. This is what my Stego Dyphus 240 came in. So that was only temporary for the zebra spider, and we got that arboreal keeper, and they're now in here. So let's see, they're on the top of that leaf. You might not be able to see them here, but I'm gonna get another video. So that leaf is actually in the last enclosure, that little mini container. So I moved into this one just so I presume she has the old home with them as well, so they can expand. But they're definitely loving the new space, which is fantastic. But as I said, yeah, great for these little species. That's a good view there. So these guys are really common in England. Caught on the side of a dam in the Peak District during the hot weather. Warming up this new place. That was a zebra. So our Pixie jumper is also doing fine, and she is actually in a homemade kind of cup I made. I didn't want to get those deli cups because I think they're not, they seem a bit temperamental and they're very thin. So I wanted to get something a bit more hardy. So I went to Home Bargains and looked at a few different things. I saw a plastic like summer drinks mixer thing. I also saw one of those cereal cups. So those cups that you can have the cereal at the top and then milk at the bottom, and you take around with you with the spoon or whatever. I actually got one of them. And what I did was the kind of like separation part between the cereal and the milk, I cut that out. Didn't cut it out fully, I left a little bit of a ledge, and then filed the side of that to get rid of the sharp edges. And I also placed a plant in there as well. I've done a little bit of research, and I know these jumpers, she's looking directly at me, are hard to keep on the ones apparently, because they need like real plants. So we had a little plant on standby, so we put that in there, watered it along with some springtails. And what's really nice is it pokes through that kind of cereal compartment. And here we are. So we have like a stick going up, and we have the plant in there. I'll see if I can get a close-up of the girl thriving. She's literally watching me. She's like, what's going on? There she is. There's like all this movement going on around my home. What's going on? Ooh, there we go. Definitely very active. Also seems to jump a lot compared to my highest DRD. So cute. She's got like small eyelashes as well. Also similar to the Hylas. So basically what I did was that, yet again in Home Bargains, I got a couple of lunch boxes, quite big ones, like storage boxes. I got a cheaper one. And I believe they just kind of gave me arboreal vibes. But here we have one of them. So inside we have some cocoa fibre, some leaf litter kind of topping, a bit of moss, some springtails, and a bit of cork bark on the back there. And this cork bark, when I tried to split it in two, lots of little creatures came out of it, so that had to be kind of sterilised. So I soaked it in some water and baked it, and the other half I've actually put it in the freezer just in case, but it seemed to have done the job, just what I've done so far. And if any little creatures come off, the spider gets a meal. So I'll give you a good look at this one. Both of these actually were quite docile as well. one of them's a lot more, I suppose, scarier looking than the other, so I was very careful. I treat every spider as if it was medically significant, venom-wise. But no, they're very docile and worked their way out really slowly. Didn't want to leave their little delivery pot. And this is my second one here. So these, this is like a cheaper lunchbox that I've cut to size, kind of the edge off. So basically both sides cut off, one side for this enclosure and the other side for the other one. I glued it on temporarily with some hot glue. And then we caught some aquarium safe silicone around here. It's my first time caulking, so it turns out you actually do need to get a caulking gun, which we didn't have. So we really shoddily, with the help of my boyfriend, used the back of like a permanent marker pen to squeeze out the caulk, silicone even, and it's a bit of a state, I'm not going to lie, it's not that pretty, but it holds it in, definitely permanently, so that's fine. And yeah, that's the mealworm, if you can see it on there, that she didn't want to leave, so I put that in with her, but now she's gone into a corner up the top, so I'll put in a little video of that in a second. So I hope you liked my first video. Sorry if it was a bit amateurish. I'm sure we'll improve as time goes on. If you like the video, feel free to support me any way you can. I'll also just instantly link my GoFundMe for my transition up in the box below. If any little helps, seeing as the UK Supreme Court released some bad news for us all yesterday. To make life a little bit harder for us, but it's just what we've got to deal with as usual. But yeah, so I might, for the next video, I might give a little tour of all the spiders that I own. I do own quite a few now, mostly true spiders. I thought that'd be quite fun. I've got to stop myself buying any more now until the Peterborough Invert show, which I might attend. But yeah, for now, peace out.